All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call halayim. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you. You Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans, you are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. All right, so today I want to get into the book of Maccabees. All right, the first book of Maccabees. I don't know how far I'm gonna get because this can be a very long video. All right, but I'm gonna try to not make it too long. All right, I might have to do this in parts. All right, this might be part one. A part two might come after this. So I'll try to make it to around the 17th, 20th verse, something like that. But anyway, let's just get right into it, man. Let's not do too much talking. All right. So this is the first book of Maccabees in the Apocrypha. All right, this is Maccabees, the first chapter. All right, first Maccabees, the first chapter. Yep. So let's get right into it, man. All right, so this is Maccabees 1:1. It says, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip. Now, this Alexander is talking about Alexander the Great. All right, he was the son of Philip, the Macedonian. All right, like it says right here in the scriptures, because you got to understand, see, the Bible speaks true history, man. And that was one of the reasons why the Apocrypha, all right, was taken out of the scriptures. All right, by the Bible Destruction Group. All right, because the whole point was to delete history, man. All right, Esau Edom, being the devil that he is, all right, tries to rework everything, man. Deletes history. All right, the word devil means deceiver. All right, you deceive people by whitewashing and rewriting history and deleting it, man. All right, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. All right, there's a lot of history going into the book of Maccabees. There's a lot of history all throughout the Apocrypha, man. And that was one of the main reasons why the Apocrypha was taken out, man. All right. So let's read this one more time. It says, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian. All right, so let's look it up, man. All right, who was Alexander the Great's father, man? All right. All right, let's look it up, man. All right, Philip of Macedon. All right, you see, the scriptures is true history, man. All right, this is the main reason why the Apocrypha was taken out, man. All right, so it says, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Kittim. All right, the land of Kittim today will be Cyprus. All right, the island of Cyprus. All right, who came out of the land of Kittim, has smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, and has reigned in his stead, the first over Greece. Yeah, because before the Greek Empire ruled, all right, the Medo-Persian Empire ruled. It was the Greek Empire that took down the Medo-Persian Empire. All right, you understand? All right, and the reason why the Greek Empire took down the Medo-Persian Empire, all right, because it was time for the Greek Empire to rule. All right, see, whenever an empire rules, or whenever they come into power, it's the Most High that put that empire into power because it was their time to rule. The Most High wanted them to rule. All right, so let's get that as well. All right, let's get that in Second Daniel. All right, let's get the second book of Daniel. All right, I think it's the second book of Daniel. Daniel, the second chapter. My bad. All right, Daniel, the second chapter. All right, I think it's the 21st verse. All right, so it says, I'll start at verse 20. It says, Daniel answered and said, "Blessed be the name of God forever and ever. For wisdom and might are his, and he changes the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. That's right. So when an empire falls, when their king falls, it's the Most High that took them down, so another empire can rule. All right, because it was that time for that empire to fall and another one to be put into power, man. All right, Daniel 2:21, and he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. That's right. So whenever an empire comes into power, it's the Most High that put that empire into power, man. All right, and even Nebuchadnezzar said it, man. All right, in Daniel the second chapter. All right, because when Nebuchadnezzar was ruling, all right, his kingdom, the Babylonian kingdom, all right, he thought he have gotten the power of the earth on his own. He was very proud, man. All right, but the Most High showed him that he did not get it on his own. All right, the Most High humbled him. All right, the Most High took his understanding away from him, man. All right, by turning him into a damn ox, man. Had him eating grass with the oxen. All right. Oh yeah, you think you got this the power of the rulership of this planet Earth by your own? You think you did it on your own? No, I gave you that power to rule, man. He was proud as hell, so the Most High humbled his ass and showed him, nigga, I'm the one that gave you that power, man. You know? All right, so let me also get the book of Psalms, because it's in the book of Psalms as well. All right, Psalm 75. All right, Psalm 75 and 7. All right, 75. I start at 6. All right, I start at 5. All right, Psalm 75 and 5. Lift not up your horn on high. Speak not with a stiff neck. Yeah, don't be proud. All right, the Lord. That's one of the things that the Most High hates the most, man. Is someone who was proud as hell, bro. Proud as hell. All right, like it says in I think it's I'll get that too as well. Hold on, let me read this first. All right, Psalm 75 and 5. All right, lift not up your horn on high, speak not with a stiff neck, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But God is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. That's right. So when a kingdom falls and gets taken over by another kingdom, all right, that's the Most High that put down that kingdom and raised up the other kingdom that came after it, man. All right, so as we're reading right here in the book of Maccabees, the first chapter, it says that Alexander, the son of Philip, the Macedonian who came out of the land of Kittim, which is Cyprus today, has smitten Darius, king over the Persians and Medes, that he had reigned in his stead the first over Greece. All right, so it was the Most High that brought down the Medo-Persian Empire so the Greek Empire can rule. You understand? All right. So let's get into it, man. Let's just keep going. All right. First Maccabees 1 and 1. I'll read it again. All right. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Kittim, had smitten Darius, king over the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. Yeah, because Alexander was the first king, all right, the first ruler of the Greek Empire. All right, but let's continue reading. All right. It says, and made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. Yeah, because it was his time to rule, man. All right, and this is also spoken about in Daniel the 7th chapter. All right. It says, and went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils and many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. Yeah. All right. So he became very proud, but it was the Most High that gave him that power to take over all of these nations. All right. And to destroy all of these nations, man, because it was time for the Greek Empire to rule, man. All right. And the Greek Empire was the first Edomite empire to come into power, to rule. All right. But let's keep reading. It says, and he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. Yeah, it was the Most High that gave him that power, all right? And after these, he fell sick and perceived that he should die, all right? Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. Yeah, all right. So after Alexander the Great died, all right, his kingdom, all right, the Greek Empire was split into four, all right, which was known as the Diadochi. All right, we're reading it right here. This is true history. Right, wherefore it says right here, verse 5, after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive, which was known as the Diadochi. After he died, all right, his kingdom split into four. The Greek Empire split into four, which was known as the Diadochi. Let's get into that. All right, the Diadochi. Let's get it. All right. The Diadochi, all right? So it says right here, the Diadochi, all right, were rival generals, families of and friends of Alexander the Great, all right? That's what we're reading right here in the scriptures, all right? It says, after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive, which was known as the Diadochi. All right, the Diadochi, the rival generals, families, and friends of Alexander who fought for control over his empire after his death. You see, all right, and part in the Diadochi was these four empires right here. All right, the most notable Diadochi include the Ptolemy, Antigonus, Cassander, and Seleucus Empire. Yeah, so this is what the Greek Empire was split into. All right, after the death of Alexander the Great, you had the Ptolemy Empire, the Antigonus, the Cassander, and the Seleucus Empire. All right, after the death of Alexander the Great, and we're reading that right here. All right, after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. All right, and you also read about that in Daniel the 8th chapter. So let's get that too. Daniel 8:8. All right, so it says right here, therefore the he-goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken. Talking about Alexander the Great. All right, and for it came up four notable ones toward the four winds of heaven. So as we're reading here in the first Maccabees, all right, and also in Daniel the 8th chapter, after Alexander died, all right, his kingdom was split into four. The Diadochi, as we're reading right here, Ptolemy, Antigonus, Cassander, and Seleucus. All right, so it says, therefore the he-goat waxed very great, all right, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken, all right, which is talking about Alexander the Great, and for it came up four notable ones toward the four winds of heaven, talking about the Diadochi, man. All right, split into four. It says, and it came up to four notable ones toward the four winds of heaven, the Diadochi, Ptolemy, Antigonus, Cassander, and Seleucus. All right, these were the empires that were split amongst the Greek Empire, man. All right, so let's keep reading. It says, I'll read this one more time. It says, and after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. All right. All right. So let's keep reading. It says, and his servants bear rule, everyone in his place. That's right, the Diadochi. All right, which was the Ptolemy, Antigonus, Cassander, and Seleucus. And you also have Lysimachus is part of it as well too. All right, but I think it was Lysimachus and Cassander that ruled together, if I'm not mistaken. All right, you can fact check me on that one. All right, so it says therefore he My bad. I'm in the wrong chapter. All right. Let's First Maccabees 1:8. All right. So it says, and his servants bear rule, everyone in his place. All right. And after his death, they all put crowns on themselves. You see? All right. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. All right. That's how you know Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the wicked. Right? Because the Greek Empire was the first Edomite empire to rule. All right? And when the Edomites came into power, when they started to rule the planet Earth, evils were multiplied in this earth. Just like it is during this time, like we're reading right now, and during this time now, like now, here on this earth now. All right? Whenever Esau, Edom is in power, this earth is in complete wickedness. Whenever Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, rules this planet Earth, wickedness is spread throughout the four corners of the earth very greatly, man. All right. So it says, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. And again, that's how you know Esau, Edom is the wicked. The devil that the Bible speaks of, like it says in Malachi, the first chapter. All right. The nation of Edom. All right. In the Malachi, the first chapter, they're known as the border of wickedness. They are the wicked race that the Bible speaks of, Esau, Edom. All right. So during the time of the Greek Empire, all right, when the Edomites were ruling, all right, the evils were multiplied in the earth. And that's in this time, this very time that we're living in now. Esau, Edom is ruling, and look at the earth. It's in pure wickedness, man. All right. When you go to second Esdras, all right, let's get that. All right. All right, second Esdras 15:6. All right, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Yeah, and that's now. All right, because look who is ruling: Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. So wickedness has exceedingly polluted this whole earth. All right, just like how it was during the time of the Greeks when Esau was ruling. All right, and just like now when Esau was ruling. All right. So let's keep reading. It says, and there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surname Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been a hostage at Rome. And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Excuse me. In the kingdom of the Greeks. All right. In those days, went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. Yeah, they were cool niggas, man, who wanted to love their enemy, all right, and side with their enemy, just like you have now, man. All right, you got wicked Israelites, you Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans, man, who want to side with Esau, Edom, love Esau, man, your enemy. The damn man that has done nothing but slaughter you and destroyed you, took you away from your God, lied about who you were, and you want to side with them, man. All right? It says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. This device pleased them well. All right, verse 13. It says, then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. Yeah, and that's how our people became heathens, man. They became Gentiles. Because we took after their ordinances, after their customs. All right? We started doing like them. Just like in this time now. All right? you know, during the time of the Greeks, we were Hellenized. All right. In this empire right here, we were Americanized. All right. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. Yeah. All right. A place of exercise like the gym. All right. The word gym or gymnasium comes from the Greek word gymnos, which means naked exercise. All right. Because the Greeks used to work out naked. Men working out naked with each other. That's wicked and nasty as hell. That's what the Greeks used to do. That's the custom of the Greeks, man. All right. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. Yeah, that was the customs of the other nation, the customs of the Greeks, man. All right. And they did that at Jerusalem, man, in the Holy Land, man. You know, just being wicked as hell, bro. All right, so let's look that up real quick. All right, let's go to the etymology of gym or gymnasium. All right, let me look that up real quick. All right, it says gymnasium, place of exercise. All right, just like we're reading right here. All right, it says whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. That goes back to the Greeks, man. All right. Gymnasium, place of exercise. From Latin, gymnasium, school for gymnasts. All right. From Greek, gymnasium, public place where athletic exercises are practices. Gymnastic schools in plural, bodily exercise. From gymnasium, all right, to exercise, train. All right. To train naked. All right. To train naked. All right. Like I said, from the Greek word gymnos, meaning naked. All right. To train naked exercise. That's what they were doing over here. All right. When they built the place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. All right. That's why, let me see real quick. Let's look it up. All right. Sports Illustrated covers. All right. On the Sports Illustrated covers, you got all the athletes that pose naked, man. All right. Let me see. Let's see real quick. It's about to show some shit. All right. Let me see. Let me see if I could type it like this. They don't show the private parts or nothing, but they cover that up. You know, look, you got one right here. Look, right here. All right, right here. You see? On the cover of the Sports Illustrated, they pose naked, man. All right, they cover themselves up. Look, boom. ESPN cover right here. ESPN cover. Look at this, boom. All right, you see what I'm saying? Shit is wow, bro. All right. So it says, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. All right. And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant. Yeah. So you have wicked niggas, wicked Israelites. All right. Who made a covenant with the heathen, man. All right. And forsook the holy covenant. And that's how they became uncircumcised of the heart, man. All right, and literally uncircumcised as well too. All right, because that was our custom to circumcise our babies, the men. All right, on the 8th day. All right, so they literally became uncircumcised, and their minds were uncircumcised as well. All right, the heart meaning the mind. All right. It says, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen, you see? and were sold to do mischief. So you had wicked Israelites taking after the customs of the heathen, who were sold to do mischief, man. All right, let's keep reading. It says, now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have dominion over 2 realms. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen and a great navy, and made war against Ptolemy. Ptolemy was one of the empires, all right? Because like I said, when we went into the Diadochi, when Alexander the Great died, Alexander the Greek died, all right? The Greek Empire was split into 4, the Diadochi, all right? And one of them was the Seleucid Empire, all right? And one of them was the Ptolemy Empire. Antiochus, like we're reading here, came out of the Seleucid Empire, all right? Which was in Syria, man, all right? In the middle of Syria, all right? Asia Minor, all right? If I'm not mistaken, Asia Minor, all right? It says, wherefore he entered into Egypt a great multitude with chariots and elephants and horsemen and great navy, and made war against Ptolemy. Yeah, because the Diadochi, they went to war. All right, the Diadochi, when with the 4 kingdoms, the kingdoms that split into 4, the Diadochi, they made war against each other. All right, so we're reading right here that Antiochus made war with Ptolemy, which Antiochus came out of the Seleucid Empire. All right. You got the Diadochi right here. The most notable Diadochi include Ptolemy, Antigonus, Cassander, and Seleucus. So we're reading about Antiochus, which came out of the Seleucid Empire. And he made war with the Ptolemy Empire. All right? He made war with the Ptolemy Empire. All right? Let's read about that real quick, all right? Because you got war of the Diadochi. It says right here, look, the Diadochi were rival generals, families and friends of Alexander the Great, who fought for control over his empire after the death in 323 323 BC. All right, the wars of the Diadochi, all right, marked the beginning of the Hellenistic period from the Mediterranean Sea to the Indus River Valley. The wars of the Diadochi, all right. It says wars of Alexander's successors were a series of conflicts fought between the generals of Alexander the Great, known as the Diadochi, over who would rule his empire following his death. The fighting occurred between 322 and 281 BC. All right, so let's go back into the book of Maccabees. All right, let's continue reading. It says, and made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled, and many were wounded to death. All right, this is all true history we're reading. All right, it says, thus they got strong cities in the land of Egypt, and he took the spoils thereof. All right, and after that Antiochus had smitten Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in the 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude. All right, and entered proudly into the sanctuary, and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof. Yeah, all right. So Esau Edom got a lot to pay for, man. All right, going all the way back to the Greeks, man. All right, everything that Esau Edom has done to the nation of Israel, they're going to have to pay for it. All right, ransacking the sanctuary and the temple and all that, man. Taking all of our vessels. All right, pulling down the walls and all of that, man. Like we're about to read right now. Like it says in Ezekiel 35, man. All right. Since thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee, man. All right. Esau Edom got a lot to pay for, man. All right. And he entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof, and the table of the showbread, and the pouring vessels, and the vials, and the censers of gold, and the veil, and the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off. All right? Just wicked as hell, bro. He took also the silver and gold and the precious vessels. Also, he took the hidden treasures which he found. He took all of our stuff, man. All the holy vessels and all that, man. All right. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly. Yeah, so he slaughtered mad Israelites, man. All right. He massacred a whole bunch of Israelites, man. It says he having made a great slaughter and spoken very proudly. Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel in every place where they were. So going all the way back to the Greeks, man, even before that, all right? But, during this time, this was a great time. Esau, Edom had us in captivity and slaughtered us, man. All right? The Greek captivity was one of the major captivities, man. All right? Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel in every place where they were, so that the princes and the elders mourned, the virgins and the young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed. Yeah, so everybody was like, yo, what the hell is going on, bro? He ransacked the he ransacked the temple, the sanctuary, destroyed everything, stole everything. Israelites were getting slaughtered. They were in great confusion, man, not knowing what the hell was going on, man. Just mind boggled from it. Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel in every place they were, so that the princes and elders mourned, the virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed. Every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. That it says the land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion. Yeah, because of what just happened, man. The slaughtering, the ransacking of the temple, the sanctuary, and all that. All right. The pouring vessels and the vials and the censers of gold and the veil and the crown and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off, man. All right, all the holy vessels and all of that, man. All right, Esau, Edom got a lot to pay for, bro. All right. It says, and after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. Yeah, all right, because Esau, Edom, the devil that he is, all right, he's nothing but a wolf in sheep's clothing. He'll come to you all nice, all right, but really his inward passion is to destroy and kill, like it says right here. And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. And he did the same thing with the Native Americans. Made treaties with the Native Americans and then slaughtered them. That has always been the way of Esau, Edom. To be a wolf in sheep's clothing, to be deceivable, to be a man of deceit, a man of perdition, a man of destruction. He is the man of perdition, the man of destruction. He is the devil that the Bible speaks of, Esau, Edom. It says, and he spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. That's how Esau, Edom always came, man. He want to act like the nice guy, but he's really the damn devil. All right, let's also get that in Psalms 55 and 21. All right. 55 and 21. Let's grab that real quick. All right. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Yep. Just like how we're reading right here. All right. And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credits, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel. All right. So Esau, Edom has always been the devil, the damn devil, man. All right. Slaughtering us always since the ancient world, man. And now all the way up until this time. All right. It says, and when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and the walls thereof on every side. But the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle. Then builded they the city of David with a great and strong wall and mighty and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. They stored it with armor and victuals, and when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there. And so they became a sore snare, for it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel. All right, so Esau, Edom, all right, the Greeks, they were an evil adversary, an evil enemy to Israel, man. The Edomites has always been our enemy. The so-called white man has always been our enemy, man, our adversary, man. An evil one, a wicked one. You know? For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, an evil adversary to Israel. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it. Insomuch the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made a habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born in her, and her own children left her. Yep. Her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into reproach, her honor into contempt. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. All right. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom, that all should be one people. Yeah, that everyone should all come together. You know, just like during the time of Nimrod at the Tower of Babel, when everyone came together. All right, that was the first time a new world order was attempted. All right, everyone coming together. But the Lord is not with all nations coming together. The Lord is about division. That's why at the Tower of Babel, he confounded them with languages, man, with different tongues. Because the Lord is not about with everyone coming together, man. You know? Verse 41, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. And that's how Esau, Edom always does, man. In the book of Habakkuk 2 and 5, it says that he heaps nations unto himself. All right, Habakkuk 2 and 5. That's why you got something that's known as what? The United Nations. All right, you got NATO and the European Union. All right. Esau likes to heap nations unto himself, man. All right. Verse 41, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yeah. All right. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, his service, and sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath. So you had wicked niggas that was like, yeah, wicked Israelites, all right? Like you had wicked Israelites too. That kissed Esau, Edom's ass. Coon niggas, man. All right? They reject the Most High, all right, and rather cling on to this society, man, the ways of this world, man. All right. Verse 44, for the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land. Yeah. All right. So they forced us to keep their laws. All right. The strange laws, wicked ass, vile laws, instead of keeping our own laws. This is how we became Hellenized. All right. Meaning this is how we took on Greek customs. All right. This is how our people became Greeks, because we were forced to keep the customs of the Greeks during this time period, during the time period of Antiochus Epiphanes. We were Hellenized, man. The Jews were Hellenized, man. The Israelites were Hellenized, man. You know? All right? So when you read about the Greeks, like it says in Galatians, the 3rd chapter, all right, there is no difference between a Jew or a Greek. It's not talking about actual Greeks. It's talking about Greeks. It's talking about Jews that took on Greek customs, man. That's why it says there's no difference between a Jew or a Greek, because it's not talking about actual Greeks. They both were Jews, Israelites. Just one was took on Greek customs, and the other ones was still taking on the customs, the ancient customs, man, of our forefathers. All right, it says, for the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifices and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days. Yeah, forced us to be wicked as hell, man. All right, and pollute the sanctuary and holy place, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, bro. Yo, wicked as hell, nigga. Swine's flesh out of all animals, man. One of the most unclean animals, man. You're going to sacrifice it on an idol altar to other gods. All right. It says that they should also leave their children uncircumcised. So we were forced, all right, to leave all our ancient customs, man, our customs. All right. We're reading it right here. We were forced to set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised, because that was our customs, to circumcise our children on the 8th day. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation. All right. It says, to the end that they might forget the law and change the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. All right. So you still had Israelites that had dignity and integrity, man, that would rather die instead of keeping these wicked, vain, vile, and profane laws that Antiochus Epiphanes had wanted us to keep, man, during this time, man. All right. It says, in the self same manner wrote he to his kingdom and appointed overseers over the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city. Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, every one that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land, and drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee for succor. Now the 15th day of the month Caslu, in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar, and builded idol altars throughout the city of Judah on every side. Yeah, idol altars, you know, worshiping other gods. Yo, that shit, just thinking, yo, that shit is so wicked, bro. Like, That shit is wicked on a whole nother level, bro. All right. It says on every side, and burnt incense at the door of their houses and in the streets. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they found, they burnt them with fire. Yo, Esau, Edom got so much to pay for, bro. All right, they ripped up pieces of the book of the law, like it says right here, which is the Bible, man. They took the holy scriptures, man, and ripped them up. The Greeks, man, which were Edomites. And when they had rent in pieces the book of the law, which they found, they burnt them with fire. And whosoever was found with any book of the testament, the scriptures, or if any committed to the law, the king commandment was that they should put him to death. Right? So they forced us to be wicked as hell, to not keep our own laws, our own customs, the ancient customs, the holy ancient customs of our people, the commandments of the Lord, the commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, you know? It says, and when they had rent in pieces the book of the law, which they had found, they burnt them with fire. All right? And whosoever was found with any, it says, and whosoever was found with any, the book of the testament, or if any committed to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month to as many as were found in the cities. All right, now the 25th day of the month, they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of the Most High. And which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women who had caused their children to be circumcised. Yeah, because they were forcing us not to keep our laws and to keep their laws, which was not to circumcise our children. But we are to circumcise our children. All right, that's why they put the women to death that caused their children to be circumcised. And at which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised. And they hanged the infants about their necks. Yeah. So during this time, the Greek Empire, the Edomites, they hung our children. Just like they did during this time. When we went into slavery here in America, man. Nothing new under the sun. All right, Esau, Edom has always been the devil, man. All right, and they hanged their infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them, man. All right, verse 62. Howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing, wherefore the rather to die that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant, so then they died. Yeah, all right. So you had Israelites that still had dignity and integrity, you know, manliness about them, that they would rather die, all right, than to profane the holy covenant of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. All right. And that's how you got to be in this time, man. When the mark of the beast, all right, once the mark of the beast is ushered in, all right, because when the mark of the beast gets ushered in, which is the RFID microchip, all right, it's going to be made mandatory under the punishment of death. And you are to have the spirit of rather to die than to take it, man. Have some integrity or dignity about yourself, man. Constantly pray that the Lord puts that spirit upon you, that you are to rather die to get beheaded than to take the MOTB, the mark of the beast, which is the digital chocolate chip, man, that the elites want to implant in you, man, to make you a complete slave with their technology, man. All right, last verse, and there was very great wrath upon Israel, man. So we was bro, the Greek captivity was crazy, man. All right, was heavy upon us. We were slaughtered by the Greeks, who were Edomites, man. Antiochus was a wicked vessel, a wicked, vile, and profane seed, man. And later on in the book of Maccabees, you see how the Lord killed him for what he did to our people, like we're reading about how right now. For all the hell he put on the Israelites, for destroying the sanctuary, the temple, you know, stealing all the vessels and the treasures. The Lord killed his ass, man, in a very gruesome way. The Lord made his body rot from the inside out. He had worms growing inside of him, to where his body stunk. So his body was literally rotting from the inside out. He had maggots, all right, crawling out of his body. He stunk so bad nobody wanted to be near him, man. All right, you know, but that's First Maccabees, the first chapter, you know. All right, so you know, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Ratazah, this lesson was edifying. All right, I want to say call Halayim, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you. You Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. And the ones also that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth in the other nations, looking like the other nations. All right? So with that being said, until the next one, Shalom.